Hey guys, this is a clip from the Blaze Kick podcast where we just talk about anything that we want to talk about. This podcast is exclusive to patreon.com. So if you want to listen to the rest of the episode, make sure to go to patreon.com/BlazeKick and just pledge $1 to get access to it. And we have the bonus topic for this month is going to be PlayStation VR. PlayStation VR comes out later this week. It comes out October 13th. And the question that I want to ask the panel here is, will the PlayStation VR be successful? And if so, will it be supported by Sony unlike the Vita, which we all love, or I love?
I love it too.
Yeah. But Sony doesn't.
I love it too. What the hell's my PlayStation TV?
I mean, I think it has a chance of succeeding, but Sony does have to support it. We can, after we get all these tech demos, we have to have some games come out.
Yeah, games.
Yeah, it's kind of an issue that Sony has is creating peripherals that they don't really use. They just create them and then let other developers make stuff for it. That's what happened with the PlayStation Move specifically, is that we only really saw a lot of third-party support with it and not a whole lot of
not even a lot.
It was used a lot with shooters. It was used in Killzone 3. It was used with Resistance 3. It was used with the Little Big Planet series.
But that was just a mini game.
A few racing games. Actually, it was used.
Sports Champion.
Yeah, Okami HD. Yeah.
Remember Sports Champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that collection of basically We Fit.
The Time Crisis collection. Time Crisis Racing Storm collection. The biggest thing that actually was also used
iPad.
with iPad SOCOM.
Yeah.
The SOCOM game. It was,
but that support only lasted for about a year.
Yeah, it was used pretty meagerly in the few years it had on PlayStation 3. It had a use in Ghost Recon Future Soldier literally only when you were customizing a weapon.
Yeah.
It didn't work in the main game. Like, you had to use a regular controller to play the main game.
And I think this is the last first-party game for the PlayStation Move that Sony published, and I think it's Wonderbook.
Yeah.
Remember Wonderbook?
Oh yeah.
Remember that hot mess? Yeah, remember that hot mess at E3?
A peripheral that needed a peripheral to play.
Yeah. So
that's the sad thing about it too, because it looked like a good idea, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. So that was the last thing that I believe that was the last thing that actually was ported by the Move. Then they just ignored it.
The thing is like, they didn't ignore it specifically. They just were just like, okay, we still have this peripheral because it's still usable on the PlayStation 4. But it's like,
because of VR.
Yeah, and they're just like, all right, if you want to use it, go ahead and use it. But we're not going to use it.
I think Sony really has to actually publish a lot themselves and encourage other developers by doing that. They can't just be like, oh, third-party developers are going to use it. No. Third-party developers, for the most part, when they start out, use PC. If they can afford it, they will go to console, but Sony really has to push for development, and if that means getting third-party, developers money to do it, so be it. I actually want Sony to actually support this. I think it's a great product. I think we can do a lot with this product. But if no one's going to develop for it, including Sony, then it's just a waste.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I found out a game that uses PlayStation Move on PS4.
What is it?
Octodad.
Playroom?
Octodad. The PlayStation
Octodad.
Move.
Are you kidding me? Octodad?
Yeah, I remember. I think the Wii U version has 4-player co-op where each player controls an arm or a leg. So I think it's probably the same thing on Move.
Yeah, I think the PlayStation VR does have a chance to being successful, especially because VR is just starting out, and those high-end VR experiences are mostly tied to a PC, like Oculus and the Vive, and then you can get your cheap-ass yeah, it's basically cheap as VR experiences with those $10 headsets that you can just put your phone in there, and you don't really get much out of it. That's what I think. And being for the price, for the $400 price tag that for the PlayStation VR, I think you will get that VR experience that not a lot of people have access to at the moment. And I think that will be the greatest strength for the PlayStation VR.
I'm reading the list of PlayStation Move games, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, because most people right now have a PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. A lot of people have a PlayStation 4. Now the thing is that Sony needs to have these PlayStation VR units by Black Friday. They need to sell these. They need to convince consumers to buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, just my only worry that I have is just the Vita effect. If it doesn't work out in a year, I really think that they're just gonna drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for like 2 games in like 2018 to come out before I even think about buying VR.
Mhm.
But that's like the problem is that if there are people like me who only really want a few games and are willing to wait.
Yeah.
Then if there's not enough games at launch to attract enough interest to keep selling more units, then yeah, it will be the Vita effect.
Yeah. I think the one thing that Sony also needs to recognize is that the cost of a peripheral that requires a lot of accessories beforehand anyways is going to be an early adopter thing anyways, and they have to just understand the fact that it's not going to sell 1 million peripherals within a year.
It won't do that, but I think it will outsell Oculus and the Vive.
I think it'll outsell Oculus because of recent political things, but the Vive is way too popular.
It is, but you really do need like a really high-end PC to run it.
You need a moderate PC.
Well, the thing is the other thing, like, it requires you to move around, whereas PlayStation VR doesn't necessarily require you to move around. You just sit in the chair, which I think is what most people really want.
And you can also stand up, but you won't have that much space to move around.
It's also worth noting that the Vive and everything doesn't require you to move around. It's based on what the developers choose the game to be, because there are plenty of games that use VR support, like Doom 3 BFG Edition, where Doom 3 could be played with an Xbox controller, but you could just look around and everything with the Oculus. That kind of thing is possible, but it depends solely on what the developer does with it, because the PlayStation VR could wind up being just the same as any other VR game, where a lot of developers make games that require you to move around in a large space. It depends solely on what developers do with PlayStation VR as much as what PlayStation does with the VR.
Yeah. The thing that I think might happen with the PlayStation VR, yes, you do need a PlayStation 4 to actually run this thing.
And you also need a PlayStation 4 camera,
and a camera. Yeah, if you can find a bundle, and that's just a launch bundle. But after that, you're gonna have to buy those things separately. What I think that it might happen is that we might see another Wii effect.
Yeah.
That let's say the people that are going to buy this on launch are the hardcore PlayStation fans. And let's say they have family and friends over, they show it off to them, and then those people are interested in VR, PlayStation VR, because they already have a PlayStation 4. So that's when a lot of people are going to try to buy this.
Yeah,
Sony won't have a lot of them. And
the one thing that you have to factor in is people who are interested in VR, but would rather go for the more affordable option. Which, for a lot of people,
and this is the most
already have a computer. A lot of people at this point are probably going to get a computer that is going to be VR capable.
Yeah.
Even if they aren't hardcore gamers, that kind will possibility is still just as strong.
Think of the casual though.
The casual.
The casual gamer, or just the casual, will go for the PlayStation VR instead of an Oculus Rift for their PC.
The one thing that I see from it is that PlayStation VR will push PS4 sales more than VR sales, because people who play a VR game will probably be like, "Oh, this game is awesome. Can I play it on a PS4, and they'll be like, sure, and then you can get a game on PS4.
Like you don't have to.
They'll just get the PS4 and probably pick up the VR later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you can already get a bunch of great games on PS4.
Right.
And then PSVR just like adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like Dreams, by like Medium Worker will definitely be a VR experience because of the way you're going to create things.
Is it confirmed yet?
Yeah, it's confirmed it's coming out. I mean,
yeah, but is it VR capable?
Yeah, that's why it's called Dreams.
I need to look that up.
It's a virtual reality, augmented reality kind of thing.
Yeah, but basically, like, they pretty much have to make games that make it so like it's worth buying VR. And you're right, more casual players would probably already get the PS4 and they'd be like, well, they probably don't have the best computer, so it'd be better just to pay for the PlayStation VR rather than the Vive. Whereas we would buy the Vives because we already have like capable computers because we already use it to do HD rendering.
Right.
So it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I didn't really think about, because of the fact that Dreams is going to be VR capable, I don't know if I want to play Dreams with VR. Because
I don't know if I want to play Dreams in general.
When I think of a first-person experience in a dreamscape, I think LSD Dream Emulator. And the last thing I want is to like enter a random dream and all of a sudden be in like this hellish landscape that somebody was just like, hey, look what I did. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, and right now for PSVR's launch lineup, most of those games are basically, they all look like tech demos.
Yeah. And it's basically confirmed by a lot of reviewers too that there are a few games that are tech demos that are really good ideas that just are not fleshed out at all.
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about the Until Dawn game, and I really want to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I hear it's an on-rail shooter.
Yeah,
it is. So
oh my god!
I can't wait to try that out.
VR and on-rail shooters are like the two reasons that I would buy something like this.
Yeah.
Actually, my parents said that I might be able to get a video card in chunks, but I might just get PlayStation VR. Get a launch bundle.
Yeah.
Because at this point, fuck it, let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm excited for VR.
Like, look, I'm perfectly fine with peripherals that fail.
Hey, don't worry. I have 3 Vitas.
Look, I have my Okami HD stick.
Well, no, basically, like, I would have to get the launch bundle because I don't have any of that.
Yeah, I don't have the PlayStation 4 camera either.
I have a camera. I never used it.
So excited to use this for something that I actually like.
What
other games are in there? Is there a Farpoint demo?
A what?
Is there a Farpoint demo with the demo disc? I can't remember.
Wait, what did you ask?
The game Farpoint.
No, I don't think it's in there.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
so I saw your tweet earlier. You're going to play that summer lesson game, aren't you?
Oh, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Yeah,
dude, that's how we're gonna come here.
You totally have to review it. Have Google Translate open at all times when you're playing it.
I'll just stream it and have Connor in the call, just like so he can translate.
I never really thought we'd be at this time and place where we all have to have a Japanese interpreter with us in order to.
I mean, technically,
like fully.
Technically,
he's been helping me out with Persona 5, so.
I feel. I mean, I guess Connor wouldn't be bothered to play Persona 5 either. So.
No, he doesn't want to play it.
Yeah,
so he offered his help, so it was.
That's fair. GG,
plus,
Connor.
Yeah, plus he gives some quality translations. Like there was an instance where I had to go to the roof to do something. So like, you have to go up. I'm like, okay. So I went up. It was to the roof.
As you do if you want to get to a roof.
Yeah, but I didn't know I had to go up. So
I remember the time where I went to the roof and got lost in the basement.
Okay, so PlayStation VR. Let's close this. I'm excited for PlayStation VR. I will get a launch bundle when it comes out, so October 13th. I'm excited to try it out. I've never tried out VR at all, except those phone headsets, which suck.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to just be immersed in something new because VR is new. VR is going to be a new experience. It's going to be like doing motion controls for the first time or walking in a 3D space.
I'm kind of curious, for one thing, actually,
Mm-hmm.
if PlayStation VR is going to work with the YouTube 3D options, because there are videos that people have made that have the 360 view in it, and I'm wondering if PlayStation VR is going to be able to do that through the YouTube app.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Because
I don't think it's probably not on launch because they haven't released an update for it.
YouTube would have to update it first.
Yeah. You know who released an update now? Hulu has an update for PlayStation VR.
Well, that's fair.
I guess watch.
I mean, that's kind of the thing about VR is because it's supposed to be a personal experience. So like, it would be interesting if PlayStation 4 had the same stuff that Xbox One does, where it has the Snap app thing, like where you can have a game on one half the screen and another app on like a small side banner. Being able to do that in like a picture-in-picture style on PlayStation VR, like where people can play games on the TV while you watch Hulu on the VR.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Although I don't think the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible. Yeah.
Maybe the
PlayStation 4 Pro.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably
not.
not.
Oh, by the way, did you hear that?
It's only capable of 4K gaming. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you hear that if you have the PlayStation 4, the PSVR connected to a PS4 Pro, you can't do HDR content. You have to unplug the.
What's the point of having HDR if you can't?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, you can go back to HDR, but you have to unplug the PlayStation VR.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah. What's the point of having HDR at all if half the thing that you made the PlayStation 4 Pro for is not going to be using HDR?
It's really stupid sometimes.
It's like if I had this controller for a play and charge kit, but it didn't come with the charging cable. Like, how the hell am I going to charge this piece of shit if you didn't give me the peripheral to charge it with? It's like removing the headphone jack from your phone in order to make sure people only use the lightning jack. Oh, wait.
Oh my god.
Apple.
I swear to god, Sony makes some really bad decisions sometimes, as much as I love Sony. It's like, why did you think that was a good idea again? Oh wait, no, you didn't think it was
I am really glad that the PS4 plug is the same as the Xbox One plug. That's all I'm saying.
You mean it's micro USB?
Yeah, it's micro USB on both. So, for a while, I was able to charge my Xbox controllers.
Everything is micro USB now except for Apple.
Yeah.
Apple likes to be special.
Everything has headphone jacks now except Apple, which is kind of funny.
Actually, someone in my Photoshop class today did have an iPhone 7.
Did they drill in a headphone jack in it, like that YouTube video suggested?
No, actually, we were talking about basics of photography, and basically the professor asked him because this iPhone 7 has 2 lenses. Basically, the student said that when it takes photo, it uses both lenses and not just one, which is kind of weird. And so you can't just use like one of the lenses and just use it always uses the main and the wide lens.
So it tries to like simulate shutter speed or an aperture.
I know it has aperture in it. No, it actually doesn't have aperture. iPhones have ISO and shutter speed, but they don't have aperture. So it may be trying to,
Really?
but the problem is that your iPhone's lens is just too small. So that's why having like a DSLR will always be better than having an iPhone because of the lens size.
Right. It could be something as well about focus, but it's a fucking long shot at this point to understand what the hell they were thinking with the iPhone 7. Because there's a lot of really nice things about the iPhone 7, but most of it is included in a global iOS update.
Well,
like an iPhone 7 is like less shit than the iPhone 6s.
Okay, but here's the other thing: is that you can take the photos off your phone in RAW, which is what professional photographers use, instead of downgrading it in JPEG, which is like infinitely better. But like, if a professional wouldn't necessarily be using an iPhone professionally necessarily, they'd just be using their DSLR. If you want someone who is starting photography and wanted to use their phone, then cool, that's fine. You can now record things on iPads and iPhones. Very few things, but you have to know what you're doing, because at the end of the day, if your sensor's not clean and it's not working, it won't actually do its work properly.
All right, so let's end this topic on PlayStation VR now.
Whoops.
Okay, cool. All right.